Hey everyone, Couch Investor here back with another video for you today. In today's video, we're going to go over the 3 stocks to watch. Those stocks are extremely volatile and are going to be very volatile as well in the coming weeks because all of them have some short-term catalysts coming up, whether it's a new contract, whether it's a merger date or a test flight going into orbit. So we're going to go over all of that in this video. I will keep it as short as possible. But before I get into this video, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, help me grow it by pushing that red button. And if you like those videos, leave it an early thumbs up as it really helps me out grow the channel and get my videos out there. So without further ado, let's dive into this. Alright, so first up we have Workhorse. For most of the stocks that we're going to talk about right now, I already made a video covering the whole company more in depth in previous videos. So if you want to watch that, they're always going to pop up in the top right corner. But for Workhorse, for example, I actually did a video with what I call Mr. Workhorse. It's Jack Spencer's investing channel. He talks about Workhorse, I think weekly, if not almost daily. So if you want to have more information on Workhorse, he even did an interview with the CFO of the company. I did an interview with Jack 2 days ago. So if you want to go watch that, it will pop up in the top right corner. But for Workhorse, again, since my last video, it was around, I think $17, $18. Now we're over the $30 mark. So that's a good percentage on the upside. Now for now, why is the stock actually growing so fast, so much? It's because of this speculative USPS contract, which is now rumored to be between $6.3 billion to $8 billion. We don't know exactly how much Workhorse will get, but me and Jack, we speculated and we think they're probably going to get between 50 to 75% of the whole contract. It is still unknown when the actual deal will be done because that USPS contract has been dragging on since 2015. It was the first time we actually heard about this offering by USPS because it's been years and years going on that they want to rejuvenate their fleet of that last mile delivery vehicle. So it remains to be seen when that contract will be sealed, but overall, that's why the stock is pretty volatile. We've seen trading volumes reach peak levels in the recent trading weeks, and this is one of the reasons why. Now, I will keep you up to date when the contract will be announced, but other than that, that's for now the major catalyst for Workhorse and why I think it will probably rise even further, but you never know. High volatility, high volume trading. If there are rumors that Workhorse will not get a big chunk of the USPS contract, you can expect a huge drop in price. Now we're going to look at the graphs right now and move on to the next stock. Right, so for Workhorse, it's pretty straightforward. Right now we're at all-time highs, so it's all uncharted territories. But overall, support line should be held here at $22, $23 or so. Now I don't know if we will ever go back to that, but if you see 3 red days in a row, we could see the stock maybe go back in those directions right now, but I would see the stock maybe create a little support line between $27 and $30, create a new base right there, and then move further up if we get some news regarding the USPS contract. Next up, we have Hyliion. All of you know Hyliion is another one of those companies that are going to merge with another company to get listed on the stock market. Those are called SPACs. Lots of those happening this year, and Hyliion is just one of them. Now, again, I want to repeat it again. Hyliion will not be making EV vehicles. They are making the powertrain or the drivetrain for those semi-auto trucks. Now, obviously, I've covered that more in depth in my Hyliion video, which is going to pop up again in the top right corner. But overall, what's coming up for Hyliion right now is the vote for the merger date. Not the actual merger date, but the day they're going to vote when the merger will happen. When is that vote going to happen? It's going to happen on September 28th, so I think a week from today. It depends actually when you're watching this video, but it's supposed to happen on the 28th of September. So they're going to vote when they're going to merge. It is not the date they're going to merge, it's just the voting day to when they're going to merge. Obviously, if everything goes smoothly, the vote should pass and probably the merger will happen sooner rather than later. But this is a very big point because I've seen a lot of people think that, oh, on the 28th they're going to merge. No, they're not going to merge on the 28th. So stay tuned for that. Again, expect high volatility for this stock as well as the merger approaches. People will be looking at it very, very closely. But again, for the long term, I think Hyliion could be a huge player in that semi-truck industry. But to repeat it for the 1000th time, they are not going to make EV trucks. They are going to make powertrains and drivetrains for those that are making those trucks, and their partnership with Dana is pretty huge. Now we're going to go and look at the graphs real quick and go to the last stock. Right, and as for Hyliion, or actually Tortoise acquisition, since my last video, I think the stock mostly doubled in price. So we've seen it crushed resistance here at $31, $32, went up, created a little base right here at 38, then went up again, big green candle all the way almost to $60. Then we went a bit back because we were a bit overbought, rebounded here at $43. Then we went all the way back up to $50, and maybe we're going to create a little base right here, create that new baseline for maybe another way up after the merger. We will see, but as of now, keep an eye on this range right here between $56 and $43. All right, and for my last one, it's Virgin Galactic. I've covered this stock, I think 2 months or so ago. I was really bullish on the company. Since then, a couple of things have changed. First of all, this stock went to $25 a bit too quickly. Obviously, I've made 40-45% on my investment. Since then, I've sold my position. I've seen so many videos of so many YouTubers saying, oh, the stock will keep going to $500, $100, whatever. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow, nor in a year from now. And since then, the stock has retraced fully to around $16 to $17. So if you hear people say when a stock is at its all-time high, that it will still achieve unachievable goals in the short term, for example, Virgin Galactic going from $25 to $500, it's not going to happen, not in 1 year, not in 2 years. It will probably take 20 years or so, if that will ever happen. In my opinion, it will never happen, because that will make this market cap way too big. But enough with the bearish part. Now the most bullish part is this. First of all, they're preparing to go for their first suborbital launch in October. Now we know those launches can be delayed depending on the weather, depending on a lot of technical issues. So stay tuned for that. If there is a delay, expect the stock to drop. If there isn't a delay and the flight is successful, expect a huge jump in price on the upside. But we're going to go and look at an interesting article covering the whole thing, and UBS analysts saying that their new price target for the year to come is actually $25 for the year, not for tomorrow, not for next month, but for a whole year. So if you're watching YouTubers promote Virgin Galactic or any other stock with those useless thumbnails of saying Virgin Galactic $500 stock, it's not going to happen. They're probably holding the huge bag of Virgin Galactic and probably trying to hype up this stock. You have to do your own due diligence, be realistic. A stock will not go from $25 to $500 in a year or two. It's just not going to happen, especially not one that is supposed to bring people to space. Because in my opinion, people will not go to space in the next year or two. Some astronauts will, but usually those aren't the customers Virgin Galactic or any other company, for example, is trying to acquire, let's say. Now let's go and look at the articles and the graphs. All right, so Virgin Galactic, like I said, those of you who were told to buy right here, I hope you learned your lesson. Never do that again, because since then the stock went all the way down at its lowest point, under $15 actually, intraday trading that is. And then we rebounded actually on the long support line right here at $16.5. And now we will fluctuate between that price and $18. I think 18 is another resistance line right around here. It will have to break $18 for it to make its way up to the 20 and then maybe continue its way up. But again, there's going to be lots of short-term catalysts for this to happen. For example, that suborbital flight, seeing maybe next year, first quarter, if Richard Branson is going to go into space. If not, I think this stock will have some difficulty having a big liftoff. And now a price upgrade from an analyst. So here it is. So UBS analyst Miles Walton believes Virgin Galactic's share price could reach $25 in the year ahead. His forecast represents potential gains for shareholders of more than 40% compared to the stock's current price of $17.50. This was September 8th. So today the stock price might change a little bit, but overall we've already seen those types of price ranges from $17 to $25 a month or 2 months ago. So it doesn't really surprise us that they've put this price target for the year ahead, but it's good to see that a UBS analyst is turning a bit more bullish on this company. The reason why is he says that space tourism will become a $3 billion industry by 2030. In turn, he sees Virgin Galactic's annual ticket sales growing 300% annually through 2024. Walton also sees the company becoming a key player in the overall space economy, which he believes could be worth as much as $508 billion within the next decade. Alright, and that will be it for this video. Obviously, these stocks have huge potential, but with huge potential comes high risk. No, this is not a reference to Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. Rest in peace, Uncle Ben. But again, this is just the logical thing. If you're investing in a high volatile, high risk stock, you obviously want to have a high return. But on the other hand, you can have a very, very low return if that stock doesn't come up with what it promised. Expect volatility for these stocks, expect high returns or no returns at all. But again, do your own due diligence, do your own research. And that will be it for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, help me grow the channel by pushing that red button. And as always guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.